was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my doom till I made it. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my doom till I made it. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name when I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The only knew Jesus when I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy. The chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. Now you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healer. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open. Just when you call my name, here we go. When I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. All right, what about Fire? How you guys doing? Awesome. Well, we are so stoked that you guys are here. And I got a question for you. How many of you guys have been to the island before? Raise your hand. Let me see. All right. All right, and then the rest of you, how many, this is your first time here? All of you guys. Wow, that's impressive. All right. Cool. Well, if you've been here before, there's kind of a certain way that we normally end up doing things. We're going to mix that up a little bit. We got a new song that we're going to introduce. And this, the best description I have for this as far as genre, it's kind of like disco salsa is kind of what we're ending up with. And, and later on in the song, hold on guys, hold on. Just wait. All right, so later on in the song, we're going to need your help with something, okay? When we get to the bridge, we're going to get to a spot where you're going to have something that you need to do a little choreography, okay? You guys with me on that? All right, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to take 3 steps to the right, and then you're going to clap, and then 3 steps to the left, and then you do this little hump thing. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3. And you got to get like some attitude in there. You got to get some So let me hear you say, No. Hold on. Shh. You got to get some attitude in there. Let me hear you say, There it is. All right, so try this one more time. It's going to 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. You got it. All right. So we'll let you know when the time comes up. Here you go. This song's called Oh You Love.
Hope and grace collide, a brand new life. Your love changes everything. Into the dark of night, you shine your light. Your love changes everything. Your favor and love goes before me, so I've got no reason to fear. On my right and my left, you surround me. So take me now, I'm drawing near. Oh, your love, it makes me wanna shout. This place inside my heart is beating out. You give me all your love, and I can't get enough. I give you all my love. I'm never gonna stop. Oh, it makes me wanna shout. Without erased by your embrace, your love is my everything. We're all bound by sin, come on, we're taking it. Your love is my everything. Your favor and love go before me, so I've got no reason to fear. On my right and my left, you surround me. So take me now, I'm drawing near. Oh, your love, it makes me wanna shout. This praise inside my heart is breaking out. You give me all your love, and I can't get enough. I give you all my love. I'm never gonna stop. Oh, it makes me, here we go. Dance. Everybody clap your hands, hands. For you know our God is victorious, breaking every chain with his love for us. It makes me wanna shout. Dance, dance. Everybody clap your hands, hands. For you know our God is victorious, breaking every chain with his love for us. Oh, it makes me wanna shout. Your love, it makes me wanna shout. This praise inside my heart is ringing out. You give me all your love, and I can't get enough. I give you all my love. I'm never gonna stop. Oh, it makes me wanna shout.
gentlemen, welcome to Word Alive Island 2017. Whoa! Unbelievable! You finally made it to Word Alive Island. Welcome. Welcome. We got so much going on, but before we get to the announcements, I want to introduce you to a couple people that you need to know about for this week. The first one is an incredible group of people. They work so hard and they're so smart. They're going to be with you all week long, every step of the way, making sure you have the best experience possible. They know all the good things, and they know what not to do. They know everything that is fun. They know the activities. They are about to be graduates of the Word of Life Bible Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about your counselors. That's right. That's right. They are so important to your week. They are going to be with you. But there's another group of people that is very important to your week. They are the wheels that keep this place moving. They do all the work, most of it behind the scenes. They guard the beach, they mow the grass, they clean the dishes, they cook the food, they drive the boats, they turn the lights on, they turn the music on, they clean the toilets. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about your camp crew! They are awesome, and they are here all summer long, giving their summer up to be here to help make this place go. So when you see a camp crewer this week, high five them and say, thank you for doing what you do at this camp. The last group of people I want to tell you about, they are a crazy group of people. They specialize in the dumbest of things. They are here to help you have an incredible experience. They will be at our activities. They will be at the meals. They will be getting you hyped before the meetings. They're in charge of the points. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the program guys. They are crazy. They're crazy, and they are here this week making sure that we have a good time. And speaking of a good time, we have tons of activities on the island. We have all the classics, and we also have some brand new stuff. We have this summer on the island an Escape the Room. You guys know what Escape the Room is? That's right, it's right at Top of the Rock, and here's how it works. If you want to do it in the afternoon, you got to sign up at the office. If you want to do it at night, you can. It's first come, first serve at night, anytime Top of the Rock is open. It's Escape the Room. You got to solve the puzzles and the riddles and try to beat the time to escape the room. We also have the Ninja Warrior course back this summer with brand new obstacles. Brand new obstacles so you can try and be the Ninja Warrior that you were born to be right here this summer on the island. Awesome. We also have the incredible water slide. Anybody in here done the water slide before? This is not your average theme park water slide. This is a rocket. You start up in the middle of the woods and you slide down this slide. And you can even get up to speeds of 30 miles an hour, and then you skim out across the water. And here's the best part. You don't even have to know how to swim. You don't have to pass your swim test. It's totally free, and everybody can do the water slide. It's awesome. You can do the water slide this week. We also have mountain biking here on Real Life Island. We have awesome mountain biking. And check out this video. This is actually on Word of Life Island. Like, this is a video of us mountain biking right here on the island. Check it out.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
That's right. That's right. You can go mountain biking this week, do something gnarly, and get out there and go mountain biking right here on Word of Life Island. I want to talk to you real quick about tonight's schedule because the night is still young here on Word of Life Island. Tonight, the Top of the Rock is going to be open, including the ice cream party on Top of the Rock. Tonight, it is Sunday. Ice cream sundaes are only $2. $2. How much are sundaes tonight? How much? How much money? How much? They're only $2 all night long. All night. Ice cream sundaes. Also, don't forget the coffee house will be open tonight all night long. You can go get a frappuccino, or you can get a latte, or whatever you want. And also, the camp store will be open. The camp store. All kinds of island gear. You can get island t-shirts. You can get island hats. You can get whatever you want. Island. And also open tonight on Top of the Rock. You already know, the Snack Shack.
Complaciendo para todos los bailadores con esta rola que dice 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cut. So make sure you stop in tonight and check out, get something to eat, get something sweet to eat tonight at Top of the Rock. Sunday, only $2 tonight at Top of the Rock. I just want to make sure you guys all realize it's only $2 tonight, Sunday. Also, anybody in here going for Cabin of the Week this week? Wow. Now, some of you are probably wondering, what's the big deal with Cabin of the Week? Well, I'll tell you. The big deal is this. First of all, the fact that you will be the Cabin of the Week. That is the biggest deal. But the second part of the deal is the two cabins, the guys' cabin and girls' cabin that wins Cabin of the Week on Friday night after everybody else goes to bed. They will have a completely free Boathouse Bash. Totally free. Cabin of the Week. Pizza and ice cream and soda. Wow. You need to know, though, if you're going for Cabin of the Week, you need to know the competition is fierce, and it starts tomorrow morning at breakfast because tomorrow's dress-up day is Pirate Day. Pirate Day. If you want to be in the Cabin of the Week running, you got to come dress up to breakfast tomorrow as a pirate, and you need a cheer. You need to have a cabin cheer tomorrow morning when you show up to breakfast for Cabin of the Week. All right, so Pirate Day tomorrow, Cabin of the Week. Don't forget. Also, don't forget tomorrow morning when we're back in here for Bible Hour, make sure you bring your Bible with you because we are going to be giving away points for every Bible that's in here tomorrow morning. All right. Last but not least, I want to introduce to you these incredible group of people up here on the stage. And did you guys know? Did you guys know? Our very own Ryan Arnold is engaged to be married. That's right. Right here. Amazing. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Unseen is going to be here all week long, leading us in music and worship. Make some noise for the Unseen.
Trouble won't throw me, won't break
Awesome, awesome. Hey, will you guys pray with us? Dear God, we thank you for the truth in this song, Lord, that we can, even though we face a strong enemy, Lord, we have a stronger God, and that's you. And we thank you that whatever fear or whatever trials we face, Lord, that you have provided exactly what we need to be able to overcome those things. And so we cling to the scriptures like the one that says, greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world. Or if God is for us, who can be against us? And we realize, Lord, that even though we don't stand a chance against the enemy, Lord, we're on the winning side already, and that's you. And so thank you for that, Lord. And I pray as we dig in this week, studying about being fearless, that we'll realize more and more it's not because of what we can become, but because of what you already are. And we can count on you and trust in you. And so, Lord, I pray that we'll have a blast this week. We'll have so much fun. But the most important thing will be the time that we spend in the Bible. And so I pray that as we look into that you would remove all distractions from what you want to say to us. And we thank you, we love you, and we pray this in Jesus' name, which is the only name worth praying in. And everybody said, Amen. Y'all can have a seat.
Hey, I know Ryan already asked this, but I couldn't really see. It's kind of dark. So how many of you today was the first day you've ever been on Word of Life Island? Raise your hand. Wow. Wow. Anybody in here, this is your first time ever on an actual island? Wow. Nice. No, not you. Nice. Yeah. You're completely surrounded by water right now. There's water all the way around this entire place. So welcome to Word of Life Island, and also welcome to an actual island. And we're so excited that you guys are here. And all the rest of you, you've been here before, right? Who's been here? Where are our veterans of Word of Life Island? Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. And I'm just gonna talk for a couple minutes tonight, and I want to kind of introduce you to what this place is about. And so I want to say, first of all, welcome to the best week of your summer. And I don't just say that as this like this phrase that we're trying to, like the world's best cup of coffee or whatever, but I literally mean welcome to the best week of your summer, because I believe this week couldn't be the best week of your entire summer. You get to the end and go, man, what a week I had on Word of Life Island. That is our goal. That is our goal for you this week. All right, we want to give you just an incredible experience. And here's 3 things you can look forward to here on Word of Life Island. The first one, in all capital letters, is fun. You can look forward to having fun. We have planned out some of the weirdest and craziest activities right here that these guys are in charge of for you to play this week. We also have all kinds of we have sports tournaments every day, and we've got things like comedy night, we got sneak out, we just have so much stuff. We have an entire staff of people down here whose job is to make sure you have fun this week. So you can look forward to just kicking back and having fun. We also, you can look forward to having adventure while you're here. All right? Like, you can do some things that maybe are going to be outside of your normal comfort zone, but that will be really fun. Like, maybe you can do the high ropes course. I don't know if there's anybody in here that would, that you'd be brave enough to do that. But even if you are scared to death of heights, try the high ropes course. Eric's actually doing the high ropes course this week, even though, I know, yeah. He came to me earlier and he said, I'm really scared of the ropes course, but I said, Eric, you can do it. There's campers that are going to be here. Or maybe you want to go mountain biking like you saw that video, and maybe you are not somebody normally that likes to go out and do something crazy, but you're ready for a little change, like get some adrenaline going, do mountain biking, or maybe the climbing tower, or you want to go canoeing or kayaking. I don't know what it is, but there is plenty of things for you this week that you could be on an incredible adventure, doing brand new things that you've never done before, like paintball. The list goes on and on of all the things that we can do, fun and adventure. The third thing on this list that you can look forward to is learning about God. It's learning about God. And that actually to us is the most important of the three. And I want you to know tonight, because I know some of you in here are really excited about that. Others of you are sitting in here right now and you're not sure, right? Like maybe your friends told you to come to this camp because there's sports tournaments every day and it's in a really cool place and there's paintball and all this stuff. And now all of a sudden you got here and you're like, whoa, these people are kind of weird, right? Like what are they singing about and what are they talking about and what is everybody so spiritual for here? And so I understand some of you maybe are in that boat this morning, tonight, and maybe that's you, but I want you to know that this week, that's one of our goals. One of our goals for you, and one of the things you can look forward to, is we're going to spend time in this building, we're going to spend time outside, we're going to spend time all over talking and learning about God. Our theme this week and all summer long is fearless. And I feel like that's probably been pretty obvious by now. You've seen it on the screen. We've seen videos. We're going to be talking about fear. Specifically, how the Bible tells us we can be fearless. But when we sat down and we said, we got to come up with a theme for camp next summer, and we want it to be something that, man, it's really going to be something that's important for us to talk about. And we started to think, and we started to talk to some students, and we started to realize that students today, you guys live in a totally different world where fear is a part of your life every single day. And I don't know what it is. There's a lot of different types of fears. And if we were to go around this room and I was to ask each and every one of you what you were most afraid of, would probably be different for almost every single person. Some of you in here today, you are afraid to death of failure. You're so afraid of not measuring up, and you're afraid that you're not going to be good enough to your parents or in school or to whoever it is. You're afraid of not measuring up. Others of you, you're afraid of what people think about you. You are so afraid of what people think about you. It's crippling to you, and you spend so much time every single day worrying and being anxious about what everybody thinks of you. Others of you are afraid of serious threats that face the world now that have never like this faced this before. The threat of terrorism is a real thing. And the idea of you can't even just go to the mall anymore and just hang out without some fear in the back of your mind. Like, what's going to happen when I'm at the mall? And so we understand fear is a real thing, and it's a serious thing, and probably more than any other generation in recent history, it's something that you have to wrestle with every single day. And unfortunately, it can be so crippling to our lives that it can take over our lives and dictate how we act and what we do because we're living in fear. And so as we started to think more about that, we realized, you know what? This summer, over the course of each of the weeks, we want to take time and we want to talk not about fear, but we want to talk about being fearless. We want to look at how we can live lives that are not just being controlled totally by fear, but how we can walk courageously and fearlessly. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. And we're going to go on really a journey that's going to take us through every day. And in the morning, we're going to be here, and at night, and we're just going to walk through this journey talking about fearlessness, talking about how you can live a fearless life. And I'm so excited. I'm pumped up to go on that journey with you guys this week. Before We're not going to dive into that topic tonight, though. We're not going to go too far down the road about fearless, because I want to talk real quick. I want to kind of back up and make sure that we're all kind of on the same page, that we all kind of understand some things, because I don't want you to get to like halfway through the week and still be trying to figure out what's going on and still be kind of like left out. And I know some of you in here come from backgrounds where you've been to camp before and you go to church a lot and you know all this stuff. But I also know some of you in here tonight, maybe this is the first time you've ever been to something like this. This is the first time you've ever been in a service and heard people singing and have been hearing people praying out loud and stuff like that. So what I want to do is I just want to cover some of the basic stuff tonight. I want to talk about some of the roots, so that as we go forward the rest of the week and we're in here and you're with your counselors and we're doing quiet time and we're doing breakout sessions, all that different stuff, so that you kind of know where we're coming from and you know what we're talking about. The first thing I want to talk about is the Bible. It's this book right here, and maybe you have one, maybe you've seen one before. It's the Bible. It's the most popular book in the entire world. It's actually made up of a lot of different books, compiled into one book that we call the Bible. And that's why when you flip through it, you see the different names of each of the books in the top corner. It's written by a lot of different authors over thousands of years in totally different sections of the world. But the Bible tells us that those people were writing down God's words. And that's why you'll often hear us call it God's Word, because that's literally what it is to us. Even though men wrote it down, they were inspired by God. Like, so God was guiding them on what to write. And so as they wrote it down, it was as if God was communicating to them and communicates to us. So it's literally from God, the creator of the entire universe, the creator of you, the creator of me, wrote down these words and he gave them to us in the Bible. Which leads us to the second thing, is it's true. The Bible is true, and now in the world we live in, that's an important thing. I mean, how many times do you, like, this is what pops into my mind as I'm scrolling through my, Instagram or Facebook feed or whatever I'm looking at. Like, you see a picture nowadays, and it doesn't matter what I see on that picture. I'm constantly asking myself, like, is this real or fake? Because there's a lot of fake pictures out there that people have made and have convinced people that they're true. Like, there's ones with, like sharks jumping out and grabbing things. And my mom looks at that and she's like, oh my word, did you see that picture of the shark jumping up and eating the helicopter? I'm like, it's not a real picture, Mom. That's fake. Somebody like photoshopped that, right? And then there's this whole thing with fake news right now. Like, how many articles? I'm pretty sure I come across more fake news articles than I do real news articles when I'm scrolling through the thing. It's crazy. I even believed one the other day. It made me so mad because I didn't realize until afterwards that it was fake. Somebody had just made a fake headline and put a picture on it and put it out there, and I believed it. So in our world, you guys, like, we understand, we are constantly having to figure out, is this real or is this false? Of everything that comes our way. It's like what we do more of the day than not, is we're constantly in our mind, subconsciously probably a lot of the time, we're trying to figure out, is this real or is this fake? Is this real or is this fake? And we are pretty good at figuring out what's real and fake, although sometimes, like happened to me the other day, still get tricked. And so what makes the Bible so special, and it makes it so important for us, and it's why we're going to look at it every single day over and over again, is because every single time we go to this book, we know that it's true. And think about if there was a page somewhere, like one news site, and you could know every single time that you went there, the only thing that was ever going to be there was something that was true. That would be the best, that would be the place where we'd go. Every other page would be gone, right? Like, because who wants to be left trying to figure that out? And that's what God's Word is to us. That's what the Bible is to us. It's true. We know when we read this that everything in here is true. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as valuable to us. I mean, we wouldn't want to have to pick this book up and then have to try to figure out, as we're reading through it, is this a true story or not? Is this fake? Did somebody just make this up to get me to click on it? Or is this real? This book, the Bible, is 100% true. Now, there's things in here that are crazy. There's things that are wild. But that's because this is recording people who were empowered by God. And they did some incredible things. The third reason we're going to talk about the Bible this week is it's written to us. It's written to me. And it's written to you. God wrote this book for us, but he also wrote it for you. Because he loved you and he cares about you and he wants you to be prepared. He wants to give you the truth. He wants you to know he's the one who designed life. He created this life. And he gave us the instruction manual for how it works and to know what to do. And the best part is it's full of stories that are cool to read. It's written specifically for each one of us in this room to help us understand, to help us know God, and to help us to know this life and what he's designed it for. So that's why we're gonna spend so much time reading from the Bible and talking about the Bible. Every time we get together in here, we're gonna talk about the Bible. Every morning there's gonna be time when you have quiet time where you can read the Bible on your own. We're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff reading this book. The last thing I'm gonna say about the Bible is it's really written about one person. Even though there's tons of stories and there's all kinds of different books and it happens in all kinds of different places and all these things, really the entire Bible points to one person. His name is Jesus. You've heard us talking about him. We sang about him. We prayed to him. But I don't know. I know with all the different people in this room, I'm sure there's some of you in here tonight that maybe Jesus, the only Jesus you know is the statue in Brazil, right, that overlooks the city. Like, you probably saw that. Maybe to you, Jesus is a word that you say when you're upset. Right? Maybe that's when you've heard it. You've heard it in movies. You've heard people say it when they get angry or something. Or maybe you know of Jesus and you know that like people in church really love him, but you're not really sure about him. Well, what I want to do real quick is I want to introduce you to who Jesus really is. He's more than just a statue. It's more than just a word that we say, that people say. He is an actual person. And he lived on this earth. He was born on the day we now celebrate as Christmas, is when he came to this earth. And he was the God of the universe. He created everything. And then he was born. And he became an actual human being. He left heaven as God. And he became a human being and lived on this earth. And the Bible talks specifically about his life. The whole book points to him. And the whole book is written about him and for him. But there's a couple sections of the Bible that are actually written specifically about what his life was when he was here on earth. And so I want to read you a little section of one of the stories tonight to help those of you who aren't familiar with who Jesus really is, who've never actually studied him or don't know that much about him. I want to introduce you to who Jesus is tonight. And so I'm going to be reading from a section of the Bible called Matthew, and it was written by a guy named Matthew. So that's why they call it Matthew. And this is a guy who he had a job. He was actually a guy who collected taxes, all right? And he had a normal job, and then Jesus came along, and he realized that Jesus was somebody special. He realized that this was not just an ordinary guy, and so he left his job, and he said, I'm going to follow this guy around and see what he's about. I'm going to follow him around because he's something different, and I want to be like whatever this guy has, I want to be like him. The Bible, there was a whole group of these guys, and the Bible calls them disciples because they were following after Jesus. They wanted to learn about Jesus and figure out what he was about. So Matthew is telling us this story about what happened to him and his other friends. It's, like I said, it's in the book of Matthew in the chapter 8, and I'll put it on the screen here so you can read it. Here's what it says. Remember, this is a true story. This is in the Bible. It is true. It says, Jesus got into a boat, and his followers went with him, of which Matthew is one of them, the guy who's writing this. And a great storm arose on the lake, so that waves covered the boat. You guys know a little bit about going on a lake. Every single one of you, I know for a fact, rode on a boat on a lake today. So Jesus and his followers, they get into this boat and they go out on a lake, and it says a great storm arose on the lake so that waves covered the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. His followers went to him and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we will drown." And Jesus answered, "Why are you afraid? You don't have enough faith." Then Jesus got up, gave a command to the wind and the waves, and it became completely calm. The men were amazed and said, "What kind of man is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." This is a crazy story, right? So we have these guys, Jesus, and these guys who are following Jesus. They get into a boat. They're going out into the lake. It's at night, and Jesus falls asleep. He's tired. He's been traveling, and he's been speaking and teaching to people. He falls asleep. They're out in this lake, and all of a sudden a storm comes up out of nowhere, and it's not just like a little breeze. This is a huge storm. Waves are crashing up to the sides of the boat, and these are all perfectly normal guys, all right? These are like not like little wimpy guys who have never done, like these are capable men who are afraid that they are going to die. This is a big storm, to the point where these guys realize the only options they have are A, drown, or B, try to wake Jesus up and see what will happen. They are out of options. I'm positive if they had any other thing that they could have done to try to save themselves, they would have. They probably had the big orange things on, life jackets at this point, right? And they're ready. And they're like, okay, we got to wake Jesus up. And so they wake him up, and you see what they said, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." And he says, "Why are you afraid? You don't have enough faith." And then it says, Jesus got up, gave a command to the wind and the waves, and it became completely calm. Can you imagine? Here's these guys, 1 minute, their death is near. And then they wake Jesus up, and he gets up, and I think he probably got up on the very front of the boat, and he said, "Be still. Wind, waves, be still." And it instantly stopped. The storm was gone, just like that. And the water went from huge crashing waves to completely calm. And the wind that was forcing them all over completely died away. And the wind and the waves were gone. And then these guys, they were amazed, and they said, "What kind of man is this?" I picture Jesus going to the front, and he says, "Be calm," and everything stops, and he turns around and he walks back to the boat, and he lays back down, and the guys are all like left, and they're like, "What in the world just happened? Are we dreaming?" Because that guy just controlled the waves and the wind. And what they would come to find out as they continued to follow after Jesus is that he was not an ordinary man. They kind of knew that, and that's why they were following him. But we can tell by this section of the Bible that they're still trying to figure out exactly who he is. And they will come to find out after spending time with him and living their life around him that he's not an ordinary man. In fact, he is the God of the universe. And so it's no surprise by any stretch that the wind and the waves stopped. He created the wind and he created the waves. And so absolutely they listened to him. Here's what this means for us. I know a lot of you came here today and your life is a storm. I know that a lot of you, in the boat that you are in your life, there are waves crashing up over the side, and the truth is you're not sure that you're going to make it to the other side. You're not sure. You feel like drowning is inevitable at this point. Your life, and I don't know any of you, but I know the world that we live in, and fear is crashing into the side of your boat. But I also know this. I know the God of you. I know the God of this universe, and I know the God that can calm those things. And the fact is, he's brought you here this week to this place. And he's brought you away from those waves. He's brought you away from those fears, those things that you have to wake up and deal with, and those terrible situations in your life are gone for this week. You're here at this place, and this is a calm place. This is a calm place, and I'm not talking about literally, right? Because obviously it was crazy in here earlier, and we're going to keep the craziness going all week long. So I'm not talking about literally a calm place, but I'm talking about in your life, this is a place of calm. This is a place of peace. God has taken you and brought you here this week, and he's gotten you away from all those other things, those waves that are crashing up to the side of the boat, those distractions, and he's brought you here. And now the question is, will you look to him this week? Will you look to him this week and go, God, work in my life. Do something amazing in my heart. He's controlling everything, and so he's brought you here. And the question is, are you going to look to him? He's brought you here for that reason. He's specifically brought each one of you here because he wants to speak to your heart this week. And maybe I know, maybe you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It doesn't matter. I've never even been to a church before, man. I don't believe in any stuff. God still brought you here this week. God brought you here out of the crazy storms of your life to this place, to this calm. Will you look to him? If you do, you will be amazed. You will be amazed. And by the time you leave, there will be no doubt in your mind who Jesus is and what he wants to do in your life. There'll be no doubt in your mind that when you are walking with Jesus, the wind and the waves are nothing to you, because you'll be walking with the creator of them all. So that's where we're going to go this week. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this book right here, the Bible. We're going to talk about the person of Jesus, who this book is written about. And he wants to talk specifically to you. He wants to do something in your life this week. He wants to change you. He wants to help you. He wants to show you peace. He wants to show you purpose. He wants to save your soul. All right? Let me close us off tonight just by praying, and then we'll go from there. God, we love you so much. We thank you for this place. We thank you for each student that you've brought here this week. And God, I thank you that you control our lives, and that you have brought us out of the craziness of our lives to this place where we can experience the calmness that you have for us. And Lord, I pray for every student in here tonight. Whether they know you and have a relationship with you, whether they've never even heard of you before, God, I pray that this week would be a week where they do get to know you, where you work in their lives, where you grow closer to them than they've ever been before. Do your work here in our lives this week, God. Use your word to speak to us, to teach us, to change us. That's what we want. And we know, Lord, that you'll help us to have a lot of fun and have adventure too. God, we thank you for tonight, and we thank you for ice cream, and that we can have it tonight at Top of the Rock. We love you. We ask these things in your name. Amen. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Don't forget, Top of the Rock is open tonight. Everything's going to be going on up there. You guys are awesome, and we're going to have a great week. You're dismissed.